So your leader.
Welcome to the Jamaica Streets Sports channel, and I'm Lando Graham, and I'm here with Dwight Jeremiah, the Vice President of the Trelawny Football Association. So what we'll be doing here tonight is a preview of the final and a quick review of the semifinals. So, Mr. Dwight, you can go ahead.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here, and just to remind you that we're coming to you from the bar, which is a part of the Falmouth Chicken enterprise, and they are an associate sponsor of the Trelawny Major League as well. So it's good to be here again in this nice setting. We got a lot of review the last time about the setting that it was quite good. So we're back here again, and we're supporting those who support us for sure. And we should be having some of their chicken later on in this. A lot of persons. I know a few friends who have turned up because of the chicken, but that's all right. It's a sponsor, so it's good to have that. It's always good for that. But yeah, I felt the second leg semi-final. If you felt the first leg was a blockbuster, well, the second two legs were awesome as well. I think the fans got a lot of goals and good quality as well. In fact, some are saying that they're looking to see if Duncans United is going to come up with a different kit, because that was just the semi-final and they were brand new on the park. Whether or not they'll come up with something new again is left to be seen, and the fans are hoping for that. But yeah, when you look at the two semi-finals, I think Cooper's Pen, who are now dumped out of the finals, are now playing for the third place playoff. They would have ruled their performance in that first leg, because they really put on a good show in this one. And for it to be 2-2 shows some class. It was always going to be difficult to try and find the right balance to score two goals without conceding. And then, Jackson Town, they're a potent team. They have match winners all over the park, and Cooper's Pen found it difficult. But for them to make a game of it, was quite pleased, and there are two games that could have been a final game, because 2-2 really top class, and I think the fans really enjoyed themselves. But I just felt it was too much to do from the first leg. To be 2 goals down going into the second leg was always going to be difficult for them, and again, because they weren't the team that was in the best physical condition, and their game was going to be played at 2 o'clock, which was going to be hot. If you look at the first leg, they were really walking towards the latter part of that when Jackson Town got that second goal. So it was always going to be difficult for them in the heat of the sun, the shearing heat of the sun at 2 o'clock. They made a game of it, wasn't quite good enough, and they'll have to try and take the third place for that one. What was your take on that first game as well?
Well, my take of it was that, Cooper's Pen, they came out and they tried their best, but as you said, the sun was against them, and very, very early in the game, we saw some of the players going down due to the heat. And this shows that they're not training, and that is something that all of the teams definitely will need to improve on going into next year. But in the second leg for the Duncans game, Duncans came out, they scored within the first minute, and that was very, very impressive. Seeing that they lost to Duanville last year, it really means a lot for them to come and score this early. So that second game was
always going to be a mental challenge for Duncans. They did attest, they did say that they had gotten over that mental hurdle, and they showed it on the day, even though I think they just showed it on the day, because they took the lead. They were leading 2-0, and Duanville in the second half, playing the bulk of it with 10 men, really had I think they took over the game in that second half. I don't know if Duncans, sometimes when you go down to 10 players, we've seen it so often in football, that you galvanize the other players. They know they don't have that extra player. And the reverse is true for the opponent. They feel they have that extra player, and they down their performance or their effort somewhat. And in fact, the last minute of time added on, Duanville missed 2 chances in the last minute. 2 clear chances.
On the line.
Well, probably on the line. I was going to say 2 yards out, but on the line would be correct as well. And Duncans just managed to squeeze a header on the goalkeeper, Baghdad, from Duanville, and just walked away with it. But I felt Duanville really made a game of it, and congratulations to Duncans for overcoming their nemesis. But I have to give credit to 10 men Duanville in that second half, and that's something that Duncans will have to work on in terms of the mentality of their players. maybe they say experience is the best teacher, but it's very expensive. It didn't cost them this time, but it could cost them another time around. But so often we've seen their number 7, his correct name, they call him Messi. Um,
Shane Plummer.
Shane Plummer.
Yes.
And I'd rather call him that because Messi is my player and I don't think there's anybody close to him. But he put in a Messi-like performance on the day.
Definitely.
He carried his team on the back, scored 2 goals, but got them flying. That early goal really knocked the stuffing out of Duanville. Yes, they came back and regrouped, but that was a really good start. I don't think Duncans even envisioned them getting that start, and they got it. But I think they almost squandered it. I think there was some nerves in it for Duncans. Whether or not in the mecca of sports in Trelawny, the multipurpose stadium, whether or not with a packed stadium, Duncans will be able to hold their nerves, because I can tell you this, it was one of the better turnout for support for a major league this season at William Nib.
Yes.
I mean, easily there was well over 300 persons in that venue. And the vibes was good as well. Well behaved, I have to say, for the most part. But I felt that could have been the final. And Duncans and Jacksontown has a lot to do in topping that performance. 5 goals in it, good back and forth. I think the fans would have been pleased for that. And maybe tonight we can get some reaction from some of them are fans now in the house, how they felt about that game. But that's my take on it. Good game, lots of excitement. But I think in the end, the better team on the day prevailed. Just prevailed.
And as a matter of fact, we have 2 of the Duncans coaches here, so I think it's the right time for us to integrate them into the conversation and find out just a little bit about
2 of the massive size coaching staff that is as Duncans.
2 of 5.
2 of 5. Last year we were assistant, technical director, head coach, I don't know, goalkeeper coach, statistician and technician.
Fitness coach.
Yeah, player coach as well. So they're here tonight, and why not? So let's invite them to join us here. Valdez and Richie can join us up here. We won't take the player coach tonight, because I saw the player coach on the 3rd goal heading. It's a good thing it went to the other player, because I'm not quite sure he would have gotten it on target, but that's another matter. Gentlemen, welcome to the set. It's good having you here. I think you came out in your brand new kits yesterday. You didn't disappoint, because that was a bold step to take, to have come out in a new kit. To have walked away losers would have been egg all over the faces, but you didn't. But just take me through the preparation leading to the game. What were your main focus?
Just to get 2 early goals and control the game was unfortunate. The midfielders carried away because of the dual teams to come back in the game, and we now kind of work on it. And in the second half, we actually the defenders just take us through the game and come out victorious.
Defenders and some poor finishing from Duanville, I have to say. But I still staying at the build-up to the game. He spoke about, and I guess for him, as the, I would say head coach, because I heard the technical director, Casman Williams. But what about the mental preparation? Was there focus on the fact that you're coming up against this Duanville team and the fact that they beat you last year in the final? I mean, was there any emphasis on that mental preparation and getting over this early?
Yes, I would say mental. Yeah.
So did you focus on it as a team?
As a team leading up
to the game yesterday?
We did work on a lot of stuff. The past week, we did work on it. He was playing on most of the players' mind from last year, because even that one field, give them credit.
Yeah.
We're very robust. They're strong.
Yeah.
But he was playing mentally on most of the guys. Then why we don't know if we're gonna
be able to do it.
But somewhat, we got what we wanted. We talked about getting that early goal. 1 leaded to 2. We got it. I think we were a bit incomplete. That caused them to come back in the game. And in the game, Duanville, they did put on
A good fight. A
in
good
the
fight.
part of the game. He was scared.
Plumber, I mean, there are days when he frustrates.
Yes.
How pleasing was it? And were there signs in the training session leading up to this game that he was really mentally ready and was showing the signs that his skills, he was in control and was going to display on the day? Anyone of you can take that.
Yeah. Actually from week, he's from my district, so after training, normally we will be talking and he comes to ball reaching, ready for this. So when the game started and see him come out and score the first goal, then score the second goal. It's alright. We really love today.
Yeah.
Because last year when Duals beat the one nil, it played upon a lot of them mind and then say, make that happen again this year. So
Would it be, let me ask a question then, because yes, we can give credit that maybe they've overcome, but give me an idea of the composition of the team this season and the one that faced Donville. How many players are in this team that were a part of that loss to Donville? Have they are and would you credit, if there are a lot of persons that have come in, would you credit a lot of it to these persons that you would have brought in to have added some mental steel to your team?
I think a good one. Good question. Yeah. I think the team we have now is a more compact team, one that is playing together now. And we from last year we lose numerous players. As you can see, we bring in a lot of players, so it's a different chemistry, different playing. So as you said, that composition,
Uh-huh.
that's
Yeah, so that would have certainly helped because these players now would have come in. They would not have explained it. They wouldn't have experienced that. But I'm pretty sure even a Price coming in is one which is mentally a tough player. He would have played for me at Holland already, so I know he would have had those mental toughness. Would have been a part of teams winning championships before as well. So was it specific your target for players like these? Did you go out and look for players like these in terms of their mental state?
yes. Dervin Miller, Derek Stewart, the Jordan Small, the one that finished the last one.
Yes.
We actually go out and do the research and get missing pieces for the team, and we are still, to be honest, we're still out there searching. Still searching for players.
We talk about searching now. The transfer window opened today.
Today.
Was it? It opened
Yes.
today. Yeah, men transfer window opened today. So I don't think it would be wise to go look for somebody for the final. No,
No.
in terms of their chemistry.
No.
But certainly, if you were to win it, I'm pretty sure there are players in this. I'm pretty sure there are players in this league that you would be interested in. I'm not going to have you mention any of these players because they're clubs players and you have to respect them for that. Any questions you have for these two gentlemen?
Yes, definitely, because we were speaking about the injuries last week and we saw it this time around as well. We saw even Bryce that was injured, he had to go onto the field. So how are your numbers looking going into the finals? Any one of you?
I
Injuries.
see, in terms of injuries, I think we have a few players with few minor knocks. Nothing that can't be worked on for the final. I think they are back. I have to give Price credit.
Yes.
Have to give him some credit. He came on, played very robust during his injury. Give him credit for that. We're looking to have our skipper back as well,
Yes.
Hamilton, one that we missed the past few games. We're looking so much on him.
Yes.
Will he be ready though? What's the prognosis on him? How close is he to being ready?
To be honest, players tend to say they are okay. And I am fit coach and I am ready. But we'll have him in training tomorrow.
That's how it's gonna go.
How he looks.
If he can hold up for the week, then more than likely, I guess he wants to play in the grand final and being in the grand stage. So that's certainly something you have to watch.
Yeah.
More questions?
Oh, that's it. But
But
in the
for
chat,
me,
before you go ahead, like
yeah, give
Victor,
me something from the
there are
chat.
a lot of fans in the chat.
What
They're
is-
telling you guys congratulations. And before he even came on the stage, they said Valdez, and in the chat we have someone saying, "Go Victor."
And before you guys exit the set, it would be remiss of me not to venture a little bit into the final. You now know who you're going to play. I know if I'd asked you last week, you'd say anybody come, you'd be ready. What are your concerns, if any, about this Jacksontown team, without giving too much away? I mean, how do you rate them? What do you see from them as a team? How do you sum them up?
They are a very good team. I think they play to you, George, mainly. But if we put focus on you, George, there's 11 players on the field.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can put emphasis on one player. As if do put emphasis on one player, and next player can pop up anywhere and do something else. Score a goal.
Exactly.
So, but we have respect for them. We do respect them. They beat us in a semi-final. It was the knockout semi-final. That game went on to penalty.
Because you haven't played them this season.
No, we haven't. So it's one to look out for. I think we are ready. As a team, we are ready. We need this one. And it's gonna be a showdown in Shanghai.
Coach, how do you hurt them? All right, and again for you guys, give me your take on the fact that this final will be played at the Trelawny Multipurpose Stadium. What does it mean for your fans and for the team, and also, so you can take for me, what does it mean for you playing at the stadium, stuff like that, and what are you doing to get the fans out there, that 12 man, to really get you over the line? So I'll go with you first. What does it mean for your club and your players that this is the venue for this game?
Good enough. Actually, the players and fans are looking forward to it because even today, fans come up and say, "Where can we get our tickets?" And I tell them that I will find out tonight if we can get them the location for the tickets. So the players are actually ready, for the game at the stadium because they say it's a better field, so they're looking forward to it.
Looking forward to that. The fans, for you, what driving force? Are we to expect Duncans to fill out one part of that stadium?
Yes. Yes.
Fans will come out.
Fans will come out. We are rallying them too. We are figures, popular figures in the community, so we tend to go around and sell our team.
Yeah, and they should come out, and I don't want them to sit at home thinking, hey, I can watch it on the street.
No,
because
Different environment.
I know some of our sponsors too are in dialogue with us, saying that maybe we may have to delay streaming it rather than go live because they do want persons to come out to the venue. So that's still a possibility. So we hope they come out still.
Fans will come up, but
Look at
if
this.
you want to watch the stream,
It will be streamed. It's just whether or not we'll delay it or not.
no, we have our fans overseas that sponsor the team
Yes.
that can be at the final, so they want.
We'll take them into consideration, but TFA also have to look out for those who
Yeah,
are look
that's
out for
true,
them
that's
as well. so
Jerry
that
might add, and for most of these players, playing at the multi-purpose stadium of Trelawny. For most of them, I would classify it being a big game, a big stage. So
What it is.
big
for
stage.
most of them,
Yes.
I'm on the big stage.
On the
I'm
big stage.
so I'm playing on the big stage, playing in a big stadium.
Yes.
So they want it.
It's the first level to really get in there.
Okay, so we're looking forward to it. And for the questions they ask of you, yes, the tickets are on sale in Duncans. Just name the barber shop that you're talking about that would be carrying. Some of them will be selling some tickets up to them.
Yeah, you can check out Prestige Barber Shop right across from the gas station in Duncans.
And Supreme Ventures in Duncans as well will be carrying Duncans Complex. Supreme Ventures, a major sponsor in this one. Tickets are available there as well. Remember the prices. You want to get your tickets early because it's $1,000 for the grandstand pre-sold, 700 for the bleachers. If you come to the gate, it's 1,500 for the grandstand and 1,000 for the bleachers. I mean, you're getting a big package. It's two match. It's a double header,
Yeah.
and you have a after
After
party
party.
as well, where you can enjoy yourself
Yes.
after you've won this contest. I don't know if it's going to be Jacksontown or Duncans, but win or lose, I think you should all party on the night. So thank you very much, gentlemen. And it was good having you, and all the best for the game on Sunday. All right. So, yeah, well done. And yeah, at this point in time, we'll probably bring in two persons who are at front and center of this all happening in Trelawny, the new direction and all of that. Yes, it's our president, Desmond Simpson, will join us here, and our competition chair, St. Derek Price. Yeah, please join us here. Mr. Price, my immediate right, and Mr. Simpson, my far left. Mr. Simpson, this has been a, some would say, a revolutionary season for us in terms of breaking new grounds. Some would say you reach for the ceiling, but some would say, I'm not raising the ceiling, I'm raising the floor so you get closer to the ceiling.
Yes.
I mean, all that has happened in the streaming, what we're doing here now, playing at the stadium, all that has gone on with Trelawny football. Just tell us about the direction, what's happening now, and where we're looking in terms of going forward.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome, viewers. Thanks, Mr. Jeremiah. Thanks, Lando, for having me here tonight.
Yes.
It is indeed a pleasure to be here. And why I really, look at just being here as a milestone is that I've never seen this happen in Trelawny football before. And when I sit down and look at what has been happening in Trelawny for the past couple of years, I realize then that football in Trelawny needs a new direction. Things would have been happening in the past, but from my observation, it just wasn't being done the right way.
Yeah.
And to me, my belief and my philosophy is just to try and do your best to get things going the right way. A lot of things seem to be what's happening, by the way, where football is concerned within the parish. And from experience, going out with the senior team, looking at how football is operating at a professional level, I realized then that the parish need to revisit the way we do football business within the parish. So as such, I mean, we decided that in this major league, if not everything that we look at, then for most things must be the way football is supposed to be. Just like everything else, everything is guided by regulations. If you go on the road to drive, the police have the rules and regulations to operate on the road.
Yes.
And I look at football as something similar.
Yes.
If football is going to be played, it must be guided by the regulations. A lot of teams might seem that we are coming with brute force, when we decide to make certain decisions where a certain aspect of football is concerned. But it is for the betterment of football, it is for the betterment of the club, and for betterment of the players going forward.
Yes.
So, I just decided that, I want to thank my team who, we sit down, have numerous meetings and make decisions, look at the regulations that govern football, and we implement everything with the regulations are concerned in a timely manner so that we can have football running the right way. For me, things can only get better. You understand? And, we are hoping that persons out there will see it, understand it, realize exactly what is it that we want to achieve, and just help us to move forward in that direction. You understand? Because, the aim is just to make it better. That it can be more now appealing to sponsors. I mean, I must say thanks to all those who have come on board to help us from Chicken. We have Duncans Entertainment Center. And quite a few persons have come on board to help us in this venture. And I can see that there are a lot of other persons who are on the outside seeing what is happening and no doubt want to be a part of this for next year. You know, a lot of times you're not going to get all the persons who are interested to help. Or my belief also, again, those who are interested, who can see the vision and want us to move in that direction, we're just happy to have them with us. Thanks to Mr. Price, who we have appointed as leader of our competitions committee. Came under a lot of challenges initially,
Yes.
but the information that was given to him as to how we expect him to operate, he stood the task, and we just try to look away from the naysayers and do what we need to do to get this going. And I can assure you, and I know that a lot of persons on the outside right now, they're very happy with the direction in which football is heading. And being at there can only get better for me.
And before I go to Price, there's just one thing I want to go, because we talk about the football getting better and we're moving in a new direction, sponsors coming off. In terms of the teams, could you speak to probably some of the things that would want to do for teams as well? Because it's not just, okay, we do the aesthetic, we get the sponsors, they come on board, but how teams can benefit directly too from sponsorship.
Well, I mean, we have various sponsors that we are looking at, and we have sponsors who have decided that the way that they intend to help or be a part of it is by offering direct help to teams during the competitions. I mean, I don't want to speak just yet as to exactly who, but I'm in dialogue with a particular sponsor right now, and their offering is that at the next competition, what their sponsor will do is a process in which they will help every team involved in the league right throughout the competition, and it's going to be very helpful because it will minimize certain pressure on the teams.
Okay.
And we'll speak to that when the time is right.
Things are coming good for the team. We may come back to you still. But Price, President Simpson spoke about the challenges of running a league, the pressures that you would come under, because at one time there was a situation where teams would have breached protocols or regulations. I mean, how would you view your tenure as competition chair and the challenges you face?
Well, it's a task and a half, really and truly. We knew some of the major challenges or challengers that would come about, and just by following instructions from the executive in terms of getting things done in a particular way was one of those mandates that I was given to say, all right, get it done in a particular this way, follow the rules and regulations, and it will be okay. In terms of dealing with the competition itself, it is what I'm
Just to break just a little bit, but we have to big it up. I've been waiting a long time for my little piece of almond chicken. Yeah, so you can rest here beside me. If you forget it, it's not a problem. You can go ahead. I'll get into mine.
There were a number of teams that were falling short in terms of how they operate and trying to operate in a would say semi-professional sense or realm. But I believe that what we would have done this season is we would have ensured that the mistakes of the past, they are no longer existing, where teams are going to ensure that they follow the regulations, they know what is needed to be done, and it's not just a do as I feel like situation in the parish. And that is the reason why I think that the football would have been looking so good, right? And teams are now more organized than before. Teams are not making the same mistakes or just doing what they felt like before.
Some teams would have gone on to say it's heavy-handed. Some would say we should wait for, or you should wait for a longer period, or give them some time, do it next year or stuff. What would your response be to that?
I'll try to answer that as subtle as possible. I believe that reading is a problem. When information is given out, I believe that there are a number of persons who decide that I'm not reading. It is just, they're just saying it. They're just putting it out for us just to say it's sake. However, I don't think that they understood that we were going to enforce these rules. And enforcing the rules now, it woke them up to understand that this is the way forward, and if you don't catch up to it, then you're going to be moved out of the competition. Hence the reason why the heavy-handed approach was called in, and people were saying that we were doing brute force and all of these things. However, if we're going in a direction that is good, I believe that for everybody to go in that direction, we have to drag some people. Must drag some people. And if you're not coming, then we'll leave you out of it. Just like that.
So you feel that the result of that, you're seeing clubs now recognizing what they have to do, and going forward, we should have clubs in the parish that understand what is required at the next level which they aspire to get to.
Most definitely. I think clubs are more they are more organized now than before the start of the season. At least 20-30% more than the start of the season. So by next season, I don't think we would have the same problem that we had before and during this competition.
And that's what you want,
Yeah.
continuous improvement as well. We talk about the aesthetic of it, and then I'll bring Lando in after this question. I ask, what about the football on the field, the product? No, we're carrying, I think we'll stream all of probably 15 games or more live this season when we've completed the season. So yes, the aesthetic of the competition, all we're doing around it, but on the field itself, in terms of the quality of the football, you can go first and you can touch it as well. How has it been, and maybe how do we look to improve it?
Yes, I from my standpoint, I think football has improved significantly, especially when it comes on to the field of play. For one, that I probably would have sit down with the referees and would have said to them clearly what is it that they're expecting in terms of operating in a professional way all times. A lot of persons before look at the Trelawny Major League as what they refer to as a bush league. So we wanted to get them to understand that this is very far from the truth. What we are offering is something that is professional, and it has to start from somewhere. You understand, and we want people to understand that you just have to follow protocol. Whatever rules are laid down, whatever the regulations say, that is what we have to follow. And as such, I think it has improved the quality of the games significantly. When you even look at the two semi-finals that was played just yesterday, I think the quality of the game was very, very good. I mean, teams that probably, spectators started up in down and out, they were just fighting right up until the end. I know Duncans especially got scared when, being 2-0 up, they thought that they have everything in the bag, and just to see it, one they came back and equalized. And the fight and the push was just there for that winning goal, which Duncans eventually got at the end. So I think the quality of the game has improved significantly, and we are just looking for that to get better going forward.
Your take on it, Price, and I want you to take it from the viewpoint of what about improving coaches and seminars where those are concerned, because maybe what you have to look at to improve the standard on the field is a coaching.
All right. First, before the start of the season, we went to all the pitches and we examined it, myself and Mr. McLean, and we encouraged the teams to take care of their playing surface, because if they don't have a good playing surface, football is going to be open, right? And I can attest to a few teams, like Jacksontown, for example. They did some work on their surface, trying to put it not so low. We have some teams that started out with a poor surface, like Cooperston, where the first leg semi-finals was played. And if you look at the street and the game and the pitch that was there for that first leg semi-final, it was immaculate, believe it or not. So therefore, in terms of that part of it, the teams did well, right? In terms of football playing, there are a number of teams that they try their best to play some attractive football. You know that we're not going to have it right across the board every time. However, football for the most part was attractive. And as you said, in terms of getting the football to be better, so that when the representative goes to the next level, they can represent us well. The instructors, they must be up to par with the national standard or the Caribbean standard or even international standards where coaching is concerned. Because if the coaching is poor, playing is going to be poor. It doesn't matter how good that team is. Right? And I've always said, and you've always said it too, that the team that trains will more than likely be the team that just have some talented youngsters to play. Right? Because following instructions, working with a particular system is extremely important. And we have been in dialogue with the coaching educator is appeared to ensure that we have seminars in the parish so that for next season at least we can say, all right, we have a number of coaches, a number of persons who are qualified or certified to coach football.
Awesome. Awesome. Anything from you?
Yes, as we were speaking about the game and the regulations and the points deductions, for me being the marketing chairman and the person actually managing the social media, when that information went out there, trust me, it was chaos.
What information?
The information about the points reductions.
Okay.
So for me, what I believe is that seeing that it was out there in the public, everyone, like persons were saying to me that our team's really doing this and our team's really doing that.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think it being out there in the public kind of affects the league itself and going forward? Because now that everyone knows that these things are happening, if this was to ever happen again, no one can really complain. So I'd like both of you to speak about it, but you can go first.
Well, see, in every aspect of everything, you just have to know that persons will know what can happen.
Yes.
You understand? And although, as I said, the competitions committee was given a certain task that they are to follow, the task was followed and
Yes.
they did nothing wrong. You understand? Now, at that point, it's just a decision of the executive because the competition committee put out a ruling, and if a player play with an ineligible player, then
Yes.
you're going to lose that game. And that happens everywhere in the world where football is concerned.
Yes.
If you as a team use a player that is not registered to your team, is a player that you are not supposed to use. And if you
Exactly.
use him in a match, you know, just like even if he's registered and he card out and you were aware of it and you're still playing, you know, there are a lot of rules to the game.
Yes.
You understand? So what the competition committee did was nothing wrong. You understand? But the decision was made again by the executive to deal with certain aspects of the competition.
Yes.
You know, and we did that, you know, and here we are where we are, where the commission is concerned. So, you know, I am really happy that it happened that way, because going forward, teams now will know that if something like this should happen in the next round of game, in the next competition to come,
Yes.
then you'll be penalized.
In full force.
Full force.
I think for me it brought credibility to the league, if you put it that way, because it shows that it's not a league that is a free for all and persons do what they want. So when you have a team going forward, I mean, the most thing you want is that you're going to go up against other teams. The winner from this competition is going to go into a playoff. And those teams that you're up against would want to know that the team that they're coming up against followed the rules as well in their competition. It's like in athletics, if you were to allow in Jamaica here, you have an athlete that might have fast started an event, which is an international thing, but you allow him to go through all the rules says he shouldn't have, or he had a testing that he missed and you cover up. It's not the way forward. I think it brings credibility to the sport when you have the fact that these things are being captured, tracked, and ensure that clubs follow. And to me, it helps the clubs anyway, because when you go to the next level, you have to have those things in place, or you have to be following those regulations. So I think in the end, it's the football one. Put it out. Football one. Football
Yes,
one.
I believe that the information going out there was good because teams will learn from it. And the chances are, who's to tell, they've been doing this for a long time. And there was no check.
That is true.
I won't go as far as that, but I hear what you're saying.
There was no check. So therefore, I think they will learn from it. And learning from it is good for the parish itself and for the clubs.
Okay, good vibes. Before we close off here, though, so President, what would just say something to the viewers, the fans out there, in terms of the finals and what you want to see from him?
Thank you, Mr. Jeremiah. This is the first in history that the Trelawny Football Association is hosting a finals at the Trelawny Multipurpose Stadium. And as such, I'm looking for the support of everyone to be at that finals on Sunday. Again, remember, the first leg is played at 2 p.m., the gates open at 12, and the grand finale starts at 4 p.m. This is an historic event. It's a milestone achievement for the TFA. And we really want to thank all those who have supported us, Street Sports, who have been doing a tremendous job with these streams and getting the product out there. And all I can say from where I sit, being president of the Trelawny Football Association, it is my intention to make this bigger and better for the parish, moving it forward in the right direction, in a positive direction. So fans, supporters, I'm looking for your support on Sunday. Remember, make it a date and don't miss it. Please come out and support us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. It was good having you. So you can get back to the comfort of your seat down there and enjoy your chicken. I'm not missing a beat. This is my comfort seat tonight, so I'm enjoying my chicken here. So it was good having you here. But this time,
Thank you very much.
Lando, we have a player, a representative from other finalists, Jackson Town. I will ask him to join us here, Brandies. Could you join us on set? No, you were in early and things, we got off to a little late start. Let me apologize for that, but also show appreciation for you ensuring that you join us before we close off. Price remains with us because it's one of the hardest things to find volunteers in football.
Yes, that is true.
So yes, he oversees portion of the competitions, but it's a committee, not just by himself. But he's also a player for Duncans United, and so we have some equity here now because Jackson Town is the club that Brandies would play for and manage in a sense. You put it that way, sort of a coach at times, but I heard a coach on the sideline the other day says, you know what, Randy said, take this one off, and the player says, look, coach, you are running this team. But I know he has a lot of influence in the team. So here we are. Congratulations again in making the finals. I think you did your work from the first leg. As they say, you can't win a two-legged tie from the first leg. We can certainly lose it, and I guess Cooper Spen lost it because they came out good in that second leg, and it ended 2-2. Give me your take on that second leg.
Well, I mean, we came in the game with an advantage. I mean, 2 goals is not really a big advantage because goal
On the
change
box.
games. But we went into the second leg and we know we have to do our job. We just don't need to lose on the day. And I mean, we stick to the task and we carry it out and we're in the final. So.
How do you rate your team's performance when it got to it late still, but when it was 2-1 and then 2-2? Were you thinking that maybe you could show it away here?
Now we got 2 goal advantage. We're confident we could have seen it out. Matter of fact, we'll probably get them back into the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we're never ever nervous when it comes to the 2-1 scoreline.
Is it a concern for you conceding 2 goals going into the finals?
Well, conceding goal is always a concern. So we are looking into the situation. Actually, we have like 3 goalkeepers. So the training will tell who will see.
You have the luxury of
Probably the only team.
one team has the luxury of coaches, the other has the luxury of goalkeepers.
Yes.
I mean, having seen, you would have watched them play on Sunday again, sitting and waiting. I mean, what do you make of this Jackson Town team? I mean,
Well, they have ball handlers. It's a team that I am very familiar with. I've coached a number of them. So it's a team that has a number of ball handlers. And I think that we have seen where we can do some damage with them. And coaching staff will work on that.
Of which you're a part of, I hear.
Yeah.
But what would, apart from the ball handlers, I mean, what would concern you the most about this Jackson?
They're robust. Yeah, they are robust. Their captain is one of those robust players. They have a number 11 who is lightning quick. He's not afraid to shoot.
Yes.
Right. They have passers. Their off the ball movement is very good. So therefore, they are in different directions when they are. But as I said, it's one of those things that we can nullify as the game progresses.
Okay, I mean, your take on your opponent, you would have seen them too, you'd have watched them after your game. I mean, anything that you see that scares you?
I mean, we're not scared about Duncan team like they are a unit. I mean, they are playing together for 2 years now, so I expect them to be a unit. They look organized, they look in traffic. So I guess Sunday will tell.
And your game will be played at 4 o'clock, so a little cooler maybe, and maybe with the system out, maybe we'd still have a little cloud cover on the day. Are you concerned about their fitness level and yours, and how do you approach this game? Is this one that Jacksontown sits back and play on the counter, or it's more up in your face type of style for Jacksontown?
Me and Jackson is always up in the face, so I guess we will carry on.
You don't change your face what isn't broken in.
So I guess we will carry on like that. But we are not conscious. I mean, we just want to get things on training session. I mean, as I can see, the hurricane is out, so we just have to see what happens this week.
Yes.
Anything from you, Lando?
Yes, definitely. Because watching this thing from a social media perspective, Jacksontown, they are the team that everyone wants to win.
JT.
In the chat, we can see Jacksontown like from the stream has started. There's been only a few Duncans individuals, but overall in the season, persons have been pushing for Jacksontown, and this is their first time in the final as well. But Duncans, on the other hand, when it came on to Duncans against Duanville was really the team that most of the fans were pushing for. So, first to Jacksontown, how do you guys feel going into your final with this being the chance that you could lift the trophy for the very first time?
We just see it as an opportunity. We try to make history. So that's what we try to do. It's going to the final and work on it. I mean, Jackson will probably be the favorite due to tradition. I guess sometimes it's a new team, so.
Probably. So when it comes down to Duncans now, being that team that went to the finals and lost last year, and beating the favorites, basically the ones that won last year, how do you guys feel going into the finals this time with a very good chance to win it?
Well, getting the final, trying to sharpen that up. The thing about it is that everybody would have beaten us since season. We'd have beaten them at crucial points.
Yes.
So beat us in the semifinals of the
Knockout. Yes.
Therefore, Sunday evening you'll be asking me an next step.
That is true.
Yeah.
Jacksontown, Lando spoke about the fans always vocal. For some persons, we saw it with Cooper spending that first leg. They were at home. But you do have some fans that push you along, but you have some fans that really apply pressure. So how is Jacksontown dealing? How do you see your 12 man? Are they more of a powerful engine to help you along, or a strong brakes that is going to hold you back? How do you see it?
Jackson fans are a powerful engine that they've got. Matter of fact, with this setup at the stadium and how far away the fans will be.
They will be vocal, you think?
Well, we always vocal, man.
Yes.
I'm going to pick one particular fan.
Yes.
Meg, she won't be so close to the field, you're right? So maybe that one is for her. But she seemed to, she don't leave any stone unturned. She says what she thinks.
Yes.
How do you deal with that? How are your players dealing with that? Because I saw one player by Cooper Spen who actually got ruffled by her while he was on the field. So
we are used to it. We play ball with her. We understand her role. She are probably Jackson's biggest fan, so we understand her. I mean, at times she can get on the nerve, but you have to just focus on the game.
So are we going to, in terms of the fans coming out now, because this is a big arena, will take some fulling up, but we think these two teams, or the four teams on the day, but even more so the finalists, if they really put some effort into it, can really get out a lot of fans. What can we expect where Jacksontown is concerned in terms of the fans rolling out from Jacksontown down to the multipurpose stadium come this Sunday?
I mean, as you can see, the Copa expect the fans to turn out, and we expect the fans to turn out. I mean, this is a big occasion. We're trying to make it happen, as I said, so I expect the fans to turn out.
Okay, I did ask Duncans before in terms of the management. I'm going to ask players. I'm going to start with you, Price, come back to Jacksontown here. Give me your take from a player's perspective, knowing that this is a game that you're going to play in the premier sporting facility in the parish.
But it's going to be a spectacle, you know, a number of players that have not been exposed to this type of surrounding before. I have tried to get into the heads, trying to encourage them as much as possible, trying to tell them that they, when we get there, we don't pay attention to the aesthetics, because you know that in this arena, a number of persons just stand them out, just looking at what is going on, you know, and the fanfare and all of that. So we can't be bothered by the arena itself. We just know that we have to focus on the job at hand. So therefore, players are inexperienced, yes, in terms of the arena, but I think that's the same.
I mean, I know you would probably have played a game there before, schoolboy wise.
Yes.
You did. But what about the bulk of your team? And I know you have senior players who have traveled. I mean, Hugh George Watson would have gone to Manning Cup as well, done well, and probably other players in there. But in terms of you playing in the stadium, just give me the positive or the negatives that you take from the fact that this final will be hosted at the Trelawny Multipurpose Stadium.
As I said before, the fans being away so far from the venue is probably the negative aspect of it. But otherwise, it's good. For my players, I mean, I have a few players that played the cup and that probably go to Jacks a few times. So them probably not to that level, but them used to going to a stadium. So come Sunday, I just walk goal feet that there and we can turn out and play our ball here.
I want to clear something that you've said. I mean, yes, the fans, I know the intimacy of it. Some people, even in Premier League, says they prefer Sabina Park to the National Stadium because of that cycle track that sort of stretches them away from it. I mean, and I've heard you said it twice now in terms of the fans being far away. Is it that you would have preferred it not play there and play it somewhere else?
When it comes to the facility, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
But I mean, in Jacksontown, they used to the fans being right at the line.
I throw the football in the parish.
Yeah, so
Yes.
It's a little bit different now, but when it comes to the facility, I don't have a problem.
I know Landa might have something to say, but I'm going to put both players on the spot in terms of it before we go to fans in the house here. But give me your prediction on the scoreline comes Sunday. I know both of you are going to pick your team to win, but you're going to give me a scoreline. Duncans 3-1. Oh, huge. Duncans is 2 goals better than this Jacksontown team. Okay. All right, Jacksontown, what do you say?
We only won one.
So you say 1-0. Jacksontown predicted a 1-0. I mean, but before you both leave the set, I'm going to give you both an opportunity before you can ask a question again, but I want them to speak to the fans before they vacate the seat here.
Yes, I believe that's the best way to.
Okay.
So, Brandy's,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Just to speak to the fans about coming up for this one.
I'm coming Sunday. I mean, it's a spectacular. It's a final. It's a major league final. I expect everybody to turn out. I mean, not only fans of Jacksontown and Duncans, but I want everybody to come out and just come and enjoy themselves. It will be a good game.
Yeah. I expect that.
Come out and expect a lively game. A game that is going to take you to places. It's going to be a spectacular scramble before come out, pay your money, come and enjoy some football and enjoy yourself after.
Okay.
All right?
All the best in the game.
Take care.
All the best. Yeah, man. Yes, team win.
Thank you very much.
Alright, here you have it. Oh, you're not forgetting the chicken. We're winding down quickly, but we're going to have some interactive session. But we've also seen that the referees have joined us, and the game can't play without them. So at some point, we'll invite them here. Two referees are here. The chairman of the Referees Association is here as well. But I just want to remind you before we go there that we're coming to you live from the bar, Falmouth Chicken. They have two other locations, Barnett Street, Montego Bay, and Town Center in Lucy, Hanover. They are an associate sponsor. They're providing lunch for our volunteers on the day at the stadium as well, along with doing other stuff for the Trelawny Football Association. So we welcome them on board, and we're coming to you live from their lovely setting here in Falmouth, corner of Duke Street and King Street. If you know your geography, you can join us here. But right now, we're going to ask the referees to join us on set. Chairman, please join us as well as your colleague. Yes. So, welcome to the set. I want you to just state your name for the viewers out there as well.
My name is Trelawny.
Benoit Hilton and
Wade Nugent.
so we have the chairman of the referees and one of the referees who come under pressure all the time from the players and coaches as well. You hear one of them is inside here, Valdez, of course, always having something to say. And Brandiza just vacated the seat that the chairman is in. Is one too that gives referee a lot of pressure on the field as well. But starting with you, Mr. Chairman, in terms of the league so far and the semi-finals that just concluded and looking forward to the final, just give me your take on the overall running of the league and also the referees' performance in it, and how do you view it?
Oh, this year, for the past years, the football in Trelawny, I would say a little bit stagnant. This year, we have seen a lot of improvement, in which we must commend the FA for. We know that we come under pressure as referees, but this year was a very good one. It is challenging as referees, but very challenging. My friend and of mine, you will say that I am the person who stopped his career. It's another friend of mine.
Yeah.
It's good. I want to commend the FA though for the way in which you run this competition this year. It's something that must be appreciated. As a group of referees, we hold our meetings on a regular basis on a Saturday morning after training when we are there. And I told my team that I have been here from 2007. And I will tell the FA that I am happy to see the changes this year in terms of the playoffs, and you bring it into the communities. The semi-finals also bring it into the community, that persons can see what is happening and I see where the final. In all my life, I have never seen a final outside of Falmouth.
Yes.
Outside of Falmouth.
Elliston Wakeland.
And that is a good venture of the FA, and we must recommend you for that. And we continue as referees to do the best, put our best foot out there. We know we are coming under pressure, but that is something that we have learned to manage over the years.
Yeah, I mean, Hilton, you've been in the middle this season for sure. Not sure if you'll be in the middle on Sunday or on the sidelines, but just take me through what it's like working with these clubs in the parish. And you can state which one of the clubs probably give you the hardest of time as a referee.
That's a good question right here.
I won't ask you which one you prefer because then they say you favor them. But
Yes,
which one give you the hardest time? And just so tell me what your take on the league so far and how players have responded to you.
Good night, viewers. This season is a wonderful season. As I said, I think I did all my games this season from Central. I did assistant in the games.
Okay.
Central. Teams, they're very impressive. They're very impressive. I see where, any team could have gone on to the final based on my analysis. The games were played at a nice pace. even though we know that most of the teams are not training, but we can see where experience and knowledge of the game played a big part in this the competition. And the players, they are, we know football is, I used to play football, so I know it is when it comes on to the intensity of the game, and the only person you can blame for something is the referee. And when you blame the captain, you have to blame the referee. And what I'm seeing is that the first half of the games they are okay. When it comes out to the second half of the game, when teams get a little bit tired, that's when they put the referees under pressure. But it's I really enjoyed this season. I really enjoyed this season. Most of the persons they were familiar with me as a referee. I mean, last year I did a few centrals. This year I said I did all centrals this year. So persons are familiar with me now. And last year, some of the backers I faced last year, some of the players last year were very disciplined to me. This year, they are different because I've stopped a few them in the trap and tell them, listen, I don't put up the foolishness. You understand? I will laugh with you and everything like that. When it comes on to the serious of the game, then football is to be played. All the referees in the price, except Mr. Nugent, would say Duncans is the team that always gives them a problem. And if you check the schedule and check all the games this year, Mr. Nugent, that does more than one game. Right? But they are the team that is always, and to tell you the truth, the players on the field they are okay. Yes. The fans, they are the ones who are disciplined and always, causing some corruption and stuff like that. But to my extent, it was a good competition. I love how we have these sessions now. It's a plus for Trelawny. It's a plus for Trelawny. See that Trelawny football was on the back burner for a long time. As I said, I'm a native of this parish. I grew up in Bunkers Hill. I am familiar with every aspect of football, and I know from D1, from D2 to D1 to Major League. Even though we only have one league playing now, but it's a win-win for everyone, and the communities, they are happy with the gesture. As Mr. Nugent had stated, that moving the semi-final into the community. I did a playoff game in Bunkers Hill. When I was there, I went up for church, and I said, there's a match in the community, but persons were saying that Invaders was going out to play. I was saying that there's a playoff going on, and two outside teams within the community. And a lot of persons showed up for the game, and it was a wonderful game. So I love how the TFA has put together this competition, and we are looking forward to working with them in the near future.
Yeah.
And football should be the winner.
Just to say to the teams, and I want to say congrats to Duncans and Jackson. But my advice to both teams is that go out and play. No matter who is the referee on the day, go out and play. The fact of the matter is, I know that some teams might be skeptical of who's in the middle. Just go and play. The referee cannot score a goal. The referee cannot do anything. The referee, if you score the goal, we can't take it back out of the goal. Go play your game. Don't come and play a referee game. Play your game, and that will bring you somewhere. Don't come and say a new gentleman, you're getting too serious. Play your game. I have to do what I have to do. You have to do what you need to do to win the game. So both teams just go out Sunday, give the fans them something that they can say, wow. Like next year they're saying, Jerry, can you move it to stadium in Kingston? Give the fans them something. There's a lot of people looking forward to this game on Sunday. Yes. Please. And we have Trelawny to come, support. Support, that's all we need, support. Come out and support the thing. It's our thing. Support it.
Well, I'll go again, Lando, and then you can take one. In terms of the players giving the referee a hard time, or fans giving the referee a hard time, Mr. Chairman, can we look forward to probably before the start of next season where the Referees Association or the group in Trelawny sort of put on whether multiple seminars or stuff where teams are invited, and we could do it by zones? So we could do the Falmouth zone, the Queen of Spain zone, just to get players and management au fait with the laws of the game. Because even on Sunday, I'll take something simple. There was one coaching staff when the referee on the field indicated to the fourth official that he's going to play 5, a handful he said. But then maybe about 5 minutes later or 6 minutes later,
yes.
the person was saying, but he said 5 minutes a long time ago,
Yes.
but the 5 minutes actually start when the fourth official indicated.
Indicates,
So
exactly.
some of the simple stuff are
Yes.
what gets persons irate when if they understand the laws of the game. So can we look forward to something like that next season?
You can, and it's a perfect way we could do it right here. Right here in Street Sports.
Yeah.
Unless the person needs to join, we could do it right
Or if you even do it by zone, as we say, it's still carried live, so persons can reach it.
Yes. So I want teams to understand. The referee will say 5 and he's going to tell me that at 40 minutes that he's going 5. So remember, at 40 minutes you still have 10 because he's going to play the 5 to go to 40 and I'm going to put up 5. Yes. So person need to know. And the biggest thing with the coaches here and the persons on the team, they don't time it themselves.
Yes.
Well, in truth, one player of a club, I won't name it because I don't want to get him in trouble because maybe he wants to be out on the field, whether it's third and fourth or final. He did say to me that he didn't like the fact that his coaching staff wasn't giving him reminders of the time as it was winding down. So when the whistle went, they felt they probably had another 13 or 10 minutes to go.
So the referee will say, whosoever is the fourth official, a handful. From when he say handful, you know that it's 5. He's going to play 5 extra.
And he normally gives this about 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Okay.
So you know that 40 minutes, we still have 5 to go.
A minimum off as well to make them know, because sometimes they count out the 5 and say it's finished.
Right.
Yeah.
And then players on the field and coaches as well can look when the fourth official comes to the bench. You're going to go at 45, and this exact 45, he's going to put up the board to see the 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I heard Duncans yesterday. I was the fourth official. He said 5 long times. honestly, and teams need to understand. Yesterday between Duncans and Duncans, I thought that it was a very hard game in terms of we must give Duncans the kudos because it's the second year that Duncans is making it to the final. That means they have some consistency going with them, and they only can keep it going as far as they are doing 3 finals. But I can
2 in a row. He said 2 in a row. 2 in a row.
Right? You might have to do the knockout final.
Yes,
knockout about the major league final.
Yes.
Right? And we must give them kudos for the young team. Young team, very young team. And they are doing such a good job. I need to say, good work, Mr. Tapsa. Continue on that.
In terms of Bunkers Hill, they're not in it, but I know that community. You're born and bred there. I know that community has a large following. In fact, I think Bunkers Hill this season, twice I've gone to games where Bunkers Hill was their away team and they outnumbered the home team. In terms of the fans coming out, speak to these Bunkers Hill persons for me, despite your team is not in it, encourage them to come out, convince them to come out.
Yes, it's a Trelawny thing. I mean, Bunkers Hill is a part of Trelawny, and I really love for the spectators to come out, to enjoy. I mean, most of us have watched a football game in the stadium before. So, it's a good time now for you to come out on Sunday and to support Trelawny, support football. You're thinking that in the competition, but support Trelawny and support the love of the game in Trelawny. And, let us have a good time. I'm also sorry that other persons who may be skeptic and saying that, why is it the game so far? But come out to Trelawny and enjoy the game as we look forward for more love and football in the park.
From you, Chairman?
As I said before, we continue. We pray for the support on Sunday. The referees are ready to go. I hope the teams are ready to go. We are ready. I know the referee group is ready, fully support, and we are ready to go. Teams just come and play, give the spectators marvelous time. As I said before, let us see next year we can get this national stage.
If you're in the middle, all the best. All right. All the best to you too as well. Thanks so much for joining us. All right? Yeah, man. Cool. Lando, what do we do next? What's next on the agenda here?
Well, basically, we hear from some of the fans and then we take it from there.
Yeah.
So far, as I said, we've been hearing in the chat mostly that.
Anything from the chat? No. Anything new from the chat?
Not now, my phone is not loading. But we've been hearing in the chat mostly that Jackson Town is the team that everyone is looking to win. But for some of the fans that are here, I would like for maybe two individuals to come and sit with us and tell us which team are you rooting for, or just what you're looking forward to in the final.
Mr. Becky, join us here. Join us here, Mr. Becky. Yes. But your team isn't in it anymore. He's part of the marketing and planning committee for sure. Is Mr. Chairman out? Dean is gone? Dean is gone? I guess he's one that came for the food, as I said earlier. But Mr. Beckford, you were at the semi-final on Sunday too. We'll take you back there first. I mean, as we're closing down, probably another 5 minutes or so to go. You were at the semi-final on Sunday. You would have been pleased because you did say to me, in terms of the turnout that was there, I mean, you're part of the body now, helping the football. Give your take on this season, and what are you looking forward to where the finals is concerned?
My take on the season.
Your take.
So I will take up an entire day. But given the fact that I was one of the team who came in, the last team that came in, I'm Invaders, and we came in without a team initially. We just know that we want to be the competition, and I've been ended up in top 6. Then we feel proud of our achievements. But in terms of the football itself, I've seen some beautiful football being played. I remember with our game with Duncans, there was a volley that would fit any highlight on ESPN.
ESPN got some free advertisement here, but that's good.
And I saw also some very good football from Jackson Town, who judged those goals that he scored against
Cooper Spain.
And to be honest with you, really, with those 2 goals, they deserve to be in the finals.
Okay.
You understand? So I think all in all, based on what I'm seeing, and the fans, as I was in the crowd yesterday talking to fans, how they felt about the games, and they were pleased. They were pleased to see that. If you notice, one of the things that we normally have, we would have a lot of spectators on the highway.
Yes.
And yesterday, that was like minimal. Very
I think there was just 2 or 3 cars up there.
To see so many fans coming into the school to watch the game, it was very pleasing for me. You understand? And given the hiccups that we had at the beginning of the season, and when the fact that some persons thought that we wouldn't have got to this place, I know that we have got there, and in terms of exceeded our expectations, I think it all was well for football in Sharpers well for football in Trelawny. And I'm happy for it. I'm very happy for it.
We have another fan that just came in. Does he want to join us on set? Does the fan want to join us on set? No, not at all.
Okay.
So you can continue.
Yes. So basically, I'm happy to see where the sport is going. And I've been joining the team to see the leadership that is being exhibited by Mr. Simpson and all the work that they have put in. He has this calm demeanor, but he gets it done. And I think the leadership, his style of leadership, has steadied the boat. As we have been through storm weathers, and his kind of leadership steadied the boat. And I'm happy to see where we are going. If this is where we are at now, I just can imagine next year and the years ahead.
Yes.
So in terms of the grand finale on the day at the stadium, and we champion it because that's where we're heading, that's where we are at the moment. I mean, what's your take?
You know, my take.
You would have rather been there.
Yes. One thing I am sure that if Invaders was there, all of Queen of Spain.
Yes, that is true.
We would not be telling people to come to the stadium. We know people are telling them to be there. You understand? So, but we are going to see how best we can carry out some of our fans, because one thing with Invaders and Bunkers is we love football. The Queen of Spain people love football. I think it's the year where football play almost 365 days a week. and twice on Sunday. So we'll try to carry out as much fun as we can, and we will try our very best to pack the stadium on Sunday.
Yes, so even looking ahead of the finals, you said Invaders, they haven't been playing much football and not being in the league for such a long time. Would you say that the team is back in the league at a very perfect time where basically there's more opportunity in it?
So you want me to give my prediction for next year? We'll be at the stadium. We'll be at the stadium next year, and we'll play in the final next year.
What's the scoreline you feel for the finals? This one.
For this one,
Yeah.
it's going to be very hard. If it goes anything like what went on Sunday,
Yes.
I think it's going to go to penalties.
And who wins? We're still taking a winner. You're not going to sit on the fence tonight.
Mark, sit down on the fence.
Can't pick a winner?
There are two very good teams. As I said to Duncans the other day, if the team that they came with yesterday was the team that they came with on Sunday, we would have been in the finals.
Who would have been in the finals?
Invaders would have been
You'd have beat them.
Yeah, because their defense yesterday didn't play as they did when they played against us.
Okay.
They're
missing one important cog in the wheel.
Yes. They are now too many loose balls in the final third.
Yeah.
And if it weren't for the heroics of the goalkeeper yesterday, they would have suffered maybe a defeat.
Yes.
Sounds like Invaders is getting a lot of players in next season.
Or about that. I know Jacksontown, you can never count them off. They might look down because we have played them twice this year, and in one of the games, we sure some will beat them.
What was the score?
2-2. So you can never count them off because you, George, he has a chip in his head, you know.
He has a good quality. He's a good quality player. There's no doubt he's good quality.
And you can't give him any room. You can't give him any, and so therefore, given the fact that the teams are like,
and they have a man up front who likes to get on the skills of players.
Yeah. And he runs a lot. No, in my mind, I think he's one of the best. He might. I'm not so sure about his goal talent, but his movement on the field, I think he's one of the best forwards.
It's just that he doesn't go for a long period because he's not in the condition. I was at a game and he was the one saying to the coach, "Yeah, it's time for me now." But for sure, he doesn't allow defenders to rest.
Yes.
He doesn't give them a break.
Yes.
Whether toting them or with it, with his runnings and stuff. Yeah. So that's something that Duncans will have to contend with. Yeah. So you're sticking with it on the fence.
Yeah, I'm on the fence.
If it goes to penalty, which of the two teams you feel have the better goalkeeper?
If it goes on the two penalties, I think Duncans will come.
Because
one bread.
But he says earlier tonight, Brandy said he has 3 goalkeeper to choose from. Maybe we haven't seen one or two that he will come with on Sunday.
Based on the 2 that I've seen,
okay,
I've seen 2.
You've seen 2.
You know,
we haven't seen the third one.
So based on the 2 that I've seen, I would go for Duncans as opposed to that.
Okay. All right.
Well, there you have it. So thanks for joining us on set.
Yeah, man. Good one. I'll see you. Well, you'll be there on Sunday. You have to be there on Sunday. You're working. All right, there you have it. Mr. Beckford, maths teacher, basketball coach, and now Invaders has turned him into a football coach. I guess he has a lot of talent with it. But yeah, Lando, I think all that we've heard tonight is building up for be a very good final coming on Sunday. I think European Championships are out, but based on what we're hearing, I don't think the US have anything on the Trelawny Major League at this moment in terms of the hype and vibes surrounding it. It's the creme de la creme, it's the final. It's the 4 best teams that remain in the league that will be on show. We've been focusing on the final, but that's because those are the teams that are here tonight. We have a third and fourth playoff, our third place playoff.
Yes.
That will go at
2 p.m.
2 p.m. And for that one too, it's Cooper's Pen, it's
Duanville.
Duanville. That one is also difficult to choose from. If I were to go by what I saw on Sunday,
Yes.
I'd be edging closer to Duanville because of the fight they show and stuff like that.
Yes.
But that's where my pick is. I don't know where your pick is.
Well, for me, it's the same because Cooper's Pen, they had a very good team, especially coming into the playoff. They played the first round very good. They did well to win the penalty shootout in the second round. But when it came on to the semi-final, we saw some form of interference started to come into the team. Players started to, quarrel amongst each other. And that basically brought them up going against Jacksontown. So Duanville may be the team that has the better team chemistry. And for me, they're the one that I'm looking forward to.
All right, there you have it. I said that's my pick, not my money, because I'm not a betting man and my money stays in my pocket as much as I have there. But I just remind you again, we came to you live tonight from Falmouth Chicken in Falmouth, and they have two other locations, Barnett Street, Montego Bay, and Lucy, Hanover. They are an associate sponsor, one of many associate sponsors we have, and we welcome other persons to join the family at the Trelawny Football Association, where we're trying to bring football to the heights it once soared. And once you come on board, you'll help us to do that. It's a grand occasion that we are planning on Sunday. It's not just football matches. It's a party atmosphere that we're trying to create. And after the football is finished on the field and that excitement, you can go have a few drinks, do it responsibly, but there'll be sound system there. We have Dexter Pepper as one of the selector, our own maphead in Trelawny, and his sound will be there as well. So it's a party vibes that we'll have. So come out and enjoy this Sunday. It's the big final coming up. So Lando, take us out.
Yes, so here you have it. We were live on the Jamaica Street Sports channel. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to the Trelawny Major League channel as well, and ensure that you like, share, and subscribe.